Hi guys, welcome to the Brethren. My name is Renee and this is Fictional Crafts. And I'm a very tired person. Okay. So about 2 months ago, I recorded and uploaded a video about my TBR, my physical TBR. And this one here. All these books, plus 2 more down here, which don't fit up there. It's okay. And my intention, I've now found a name for that series. That is stash or scrap. No, stamp or scrap. Stamp or scrap. Words, Renee. Words. And in the meantime, and then since then, I had all these intentions. All the intentions in the world. Don't. My current knitting project just went everywhere. Or crochet project, I should say. Oh, hello. Oh, did I disturb you? I'm so sorry, darling girl. I think I disturbed my kitty cat. She was next to the heater. Now, just sit you back there. Okay. I rescued my hook. Okay, and as part of that series, I wanted to do a TBR, stamp it, as in stamp it with my library stamp and put it in my library, or scrap it, as in get rid of it. And I also wanted to do a yarn equivalent, so a stash organisation. But I kind of hit a little snag, and that little snag is, you can go up there next to is I got my stash right where I want it. So I have been reducing my stash for about 5 to 6 years. It's as simple as that. I took my time. I've done it. I'm at a spot where I like it. It's contained within a certain space, with some exceptions, but we're working on that. And it's full of yarns that I love and want to work with, or have plans for. Not necessarily excited, but got plans for it. So I thought what might be fun instead is to do a state of stash video. I will show you all the stash I have, yarn and fibre, discuss my plans for it, and then in maybe 12 months we can do a comparison and see what I've done. Did I make what I originally intended? Do I still even have that yarn or the project I made from it? And what's going on in my stash. And I think this is the perfect time to do it because we just had the Coburg Yarn Market, which is my favourite market of the year. It's pretty much the only one I go to when I can afford it. I hadn't been for like 2 years. And I bought a lot of fibre. And I did that intentionally. I had that as my plan, to buy fibre instead of yarn this year, because I've got the yarn projects I want to do over the next 12 months, and now I want to focus on my spinning and get my spinning up and do my spinning to the point where I can control the yarn as opposed to just letting the yarn do what it wants to do. So yeah, so let's get started, shall we? I might move you, actually. Can't move you far, because you are plugged in, but let's get you around here. Oh, I got a coffee stick. Okay. I have a coffee sick little boy, and I can't do much about it, so okay. I will also say I've tried to record this a few times, And the problem is that the DC adapter to power that I have for my camera is a cheap one, and I think it is electronically interfering with my microphone. So I have a very expensive microphone I can't use, so I'm currently using like a $10 one. So this is not really stash at the moment. This is actually a project. So I'm making my daughter a blanket. This is sort of my current project. So yeah, so I'm making my daughter a blanket. And I'm nearly finished actually. I've got, I hope I didn't just hit the microphone then. I'm in the middle of the second last stripe, which is going to be a vertical stripe, I think. I have to put it on the bed and double check. And then I'm going to do the border. So I'm hoping to have that finished in the next couple of weeks. But this is all the yarn that's being set aside for it. And I'm not going to use it all. I know that, that's fine. But what I don't use, I'm going to put into my stash for a particular project. So I'll get to that in a minute, but I've got an idea for a project which was inspired by Woodland. I'll link her down below. I love her videos. I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them. But let me just, I've just been hiding that behind. I've just been hiding that behind my screen. Now, what else I have out are pretty much all my projects at the moment, my current projects. So, I have my sun hat, which I was waiting on more. I'm going to run out, and I just stopped because I was like, I'm going to run out, I can't be stuffed, and it hurts my hands. But Spotlight recently had a sale where the raffia was included, and I ordered another raffia, and I'm waiting for that to turn up. So that will soon be an active project again. And the same, this is why I said I got everything everywhere. And the same is for this, which is a legging that I made for my daughter. The actual pattern is a glove pattern called Ratatouille, I think, by Erica Westerer. And I just converted it to a pair of leggings, and I ran out of yarn. Now bear in mind, I made a beret out of this yarn first, and this was the scraps. So I got 3 more balls in the correct colours. I'm going to finish this, and if I have enough, I actually think I might make mitts for my little girl. I probably will have enough. And then I've got these sitting here, but I really don't want to use these yarns. I'm not a fan of them. My son loves the beanie I made for him in a red, but it's pure merino from Spotlight, and it's just so stretchy. It's too stretchy, and I just don't like working with it. And I use it and pull it out, and I use it and pull it out, but they're also handy to have as scraps. And I also could make a yarn cozy with these. That's what I was thinking about, because it's so stretchy. I thought it might work good as a yarn cozy. I think I really just got to put them back in my scraps at the moment. I really just don't care. The other item, this is a very long-term project. So this is 100% silk lace weight, which I overdyed because when I bought it secondhand it was sun damaged. Not the seller's fault, you didn't notice it until you pulled the skein apart, and then you could see like the skein had different that. Anyway, so I overdyed it, and I'm just making a knit and around shawl slash scarf, and then I plan to like embroider over the top of it to hold it together. That was inspired by a project that I saw and I really like the idea of that sort of embroider over the top. But I wasn't a huge fan of the design of that shawl, so I just think I'd make my own. And then the last project I have, this one is sort of a, this is my take around with me and knit. Both of these are. This one's a bit on hold at the moment whilst I do this because this is urgent. My son wants his blue socks. So I don't use superwash or nylon contented yarn except in one spot, and that is socks for my kids, because my kids are fantastic kids and they put all their dirty clothes in the dirty clothes basket, and the amount of times their socks have ended up in there when they didn't need to. And my husband is fantastic and he does his fair share of the housework, but he doesn't always think about separating woolens from the general wash. So I just live through the pain of having my eczema go crazy on me, and I knit my kids' socks. Now, I always buy a particular brand of sock yarn from a very particular dyer, and that is Half Baked hand-dyed, and she just makes these amazing self-striping colours. And this year I also bought the gold for, I'm going to do toes. I'm doing patterns that don't have heels. They're like the spiral socks, but toes and possibly cuffs in gold. And my daughter's ball is in the stash. I probably should pull it out, but so yeah. So things that are not physically in the stash, which are these grey bags, also include a very new purchase. Bendigo Woolen Mills Ready Spin.
My finger hurts.
Why'd your finger hurt, baby?
Because I just trying to get this out, but it's stuck to my finger.
Oh, come here. Here, Mummy.
And then I want ice.
Well, you know where the ice is.
Yeah, and the bottom.
There we go.
Bottom flip.
Okay. So this is Bendigo Woolen Spin. Bendigo's.
Some sauce.
You just want sauce. Is that all you want? Okay.
Is the sauce will help?
Oh, will it?
I'll do it. I'll squeeze it. Thanks, Mommy.
Got a sore throat and he hasn't eaten much at all day. So if he wants to eat sauce, he can eat sauce. Okay. Bendigo Woolen Mills Ready Spin. Aran. Ecru Aran. Okay. This is a kilo of 100% pure wool. This is the same base as Rustic Range, which is now discontinued. But that's what it says on the website, but this is the same wool. It is non-superwash and it is completely ready to spin. It's in a roving tape sort of thing. I bought this specifically to spin with my linen fleck, which is also Bendigo Woolen Mills Ready Spin. I was knitting it as like unspun roving and I love it and I love the feeling, but it's really heavy because I haven't pulled it enough and I'm not going to have enough to make the project I was making. So what I'm going to do instead is, I was talking this over with Char and everyone on our live a couple of weeks ago, and what I'm going to do instead, and that's hence the reason I bought the Ready Spin, is I'm going to spin this up. I'm going to spin the Aran Ready Spin, and then I'm going to apply them together. So that should extend this linen fleck out far enough that I will have enough to make this project, which was going to be a hexagon cardie, but I don't know. Kind of not loving the idea of that anymore. Maybe a big cardie jacket, a nice big soft one. I mean, look at the fluff on it. I mean, so yeah. And then I'm not going to pull it out, but I have So it's in one of these. So the rest of it's in this tub. And then I have another tub full of a brown fleece that I have prepped myself. All washed, prepped, cut, brushed, everything. And then I have a black tub under my desk here full of the rest of that fleece that needs to be washed. So this time in 12 months, I fully expect all these projects to be done, including the fleece. The fleece at least washed and prepped and ready to spin, because it takes me a long time to do that. But yeah, all of that I don't expect to see in another 12 months. And if I do, then something's gone awry. Okay. What's down here? Do I want to know? Probably not. Probably left over pizza or something. Okay. I don't normally drink wine during the week, but I had a glass left over and it's recycle day tomorrow, so I wanted to put the bottle in the recycle. I'm just like, yeah, just drink it. Okay. Here comes the fun bit. Let's start with the fibre. This is fibre.
I'm done.
You're done, are you?
I eat healthy food now.
Okay, that's good.
Mommy, can I have that thing?
You can have 2.
Yay. I want 2 up in the bowl. I want 2 in the bowl.
Shh, I'll tell you that. Okay. I like little raspberry bullets. They're very yummy. Okay. Spinning bag 1 has a second second Aran. I actually want to break that up and dye it, and then use that, and then spin with different colours. And I also have a dark grey mix, which is sort of dark grey with bits of white through it. I also plan on breaking this up and dyeing it to get like a rainbow effect inside the black. We'll see. Okay. The reason I'm putting everything away as I discuss it is because I don't have much space here. And it's already all sorted because, as I said, I've tried to do this a few times. Now, this is the pile from Coburg. I got so much from Rachel. I just had a great chat with her. Now I've put it all in bags because I don't want the colours to mix too much. So this is Purple Rain, and this is her Sea Sheep Adventure, which is North Romsley sheep, silver infused seaweed silk, blue-faced Leicester and cashmere. It's a beautiful set of colours. It's called Purple Rain. Absolutely stunning. Now, when I started out, I was trying to get 200 grams of each fibre, but some of them towards the end of it I just sort of went, oh, there's only one, so I'll just grab one. But that's alright. I can always make gloves with them or something if I don't have enough to make like a hat or a beanie or something. I might actually do this in reverse. Let's take everything out and then let's put them back as we discuss them, because no. Oh, my poor bubba. Okay, I'll leave them in there for now, but okay, I got tarn wool cord, and it's just their Polworth wool and mulberry silk blend top, and it's $24 per 100 grams, and I got 200 grams. I do want to dye this. I really wanted to buy the commercially spun Polworth and silk yarn for socks for myself, and I couldn't really afford it based on my budget. So I thought, well, I'm going to get myself 200 grams, and hopefully by the time I get around to spinning it, I can dye it myself and then spin it into sock yarn, hopefully. And then I got, I went to this Averley Rare Breed lady, I don't know her name, and this is pure Shetland wool and Tussar silk. I'm not going to take it out if I can avoid it. I also got from her pure Shetland, which I have a project plan for this. So this this is another 200 grams. And what I want to do is I want to get myself a big mason jar. I know where I can get one. Good old Kmart for the win. And then leading into spring, we get a lot of Scottish thistle here, particularly in this area of Victoria where I live. And it's a weed here. It's actually an invasive species. But what I want to do is I want to put, I think I can use aluminium as a mordant, and then I want to put some thistles and this in the jar, and I want to sun dye it, or sun dye it, and then spin it up. That's my thought process. Anyone knows much about natural dyes, please let me know if the thistle is good for that. I'm kind of worried I'll just get a yellow. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway. And then from the same company, I got this one, which is Scotland. So I got a lot of different breeds, which I'm really happy about. Because I love merino. Merino is lovely. But here in Australia, that's all you fucking get. Okay, and then I got, here, Ethereal Medusa. Now this is, the colour's floral, so it's a beautiful sort of pinky colour. But this is 60% Corndale, 29 Chevrolet, 11% Bond. Now she said the Corndale and the Chevrolet is local to her, and the Bond was just over the border to New South Wales. So this is almost completely Victorian yarn, all rare breeds, off-grid, sustainably milled in Victoria. Melbourne City Dyeworks and Cat and Sparrow. Yeah. So Ethereal Medusa. I got to look up her site, because I also got from them this very cheap bat of grey, and I think she said this is Corriedale. I've got to double check. I'm going to message her and double check, because I got this one, which is 100% Corriedale from F&N, so Fluff and Nonsense, and it's beautiful. Morgan calls it her mermaid. But I want to get another grey to spin, so I got the grey to spin with that, and then I want to maybe get a blue. Actually, blue will work really good with that. And I just didn't think about it on the day, so that is one purchase I will have to make in the next 12 months if I'm going to spin this fibre. Ethereal Medusa. Okay. editing, Renee, please. Ethereal Medusa. Okay, and then the rest of these are Ichel. So we've already looked at the sea sheep. And then I have merino silk, which is merino and mulberry silk, and this is her gothic tops. God, I love that. I love that colour. I'm sorry, you're right under the yellow light. Of course you're right under the shit light. And then this is her Orlescent blend, Orlescent sheep, cashmere and blue-faced Leicester. And her colour, the name is Eden, and it's just absolutely stunning. Let's try that. That might be better. Oh yeah, so much better. I'm not going back and re-recording the rest of this video. I'm not doing it again. I'm sorry, I can't. But yes, that's Eden. And then I actually went there with a very specific project in mind, and she didn't have that yarn. But I changed my mind. I got a few other things instead. So this is also Gothic Tops. This is black superfine merino and mulberry silk, and it's called Wizards. Oh, it's absolutely yummy. I got 200 grams of that. So yeah, so that is all my fibre. Yes. Yes, that is all my fibre. And then, oh, that's heavy. This is where we start getting into yarn. Okay. Oh. Yes, Momo? What? No, you've had enough.
Please. Please.
No.
Please. Please.
You gotta save some space for din-dins.
Please, Mama.
No.
Please, Mama.
My answer is no.
First, I need to eat lots of healthy food.
Correct. And we're gonna have dinner soon.
Only sauce.
You want only sauce. Come on, Mark's the sick one. Okay. So I bought this yarn specifically for this pattern, so it's all sort of packed away. And the pattern is Fox on the Run by JMO, I think his name is, JMO Design. I saw this and I fell in love with it. And the yarn I bought is Cumulo 8 ply, which is a 100% New Zealand Perendale wool. And I got Magnolia and Blue Pearl mix. And I got, I think the pattern calls for like 11, and I think I got 13 of each colour. So they're all just sitting in there. I'm not going to pull them out. Now that is a Bendigo Woolen Mills limited edition yarn. They as of today, I believe they still have some colours available. I'm sort of spitting at myself for not getting a sweater's quantity in black, because that is gorgeous yarn. But I'm trying to break the scarcity feeling. Yes, it's a limited range, but there are so many other gorgeous combinations of yarn out there and fibre. It doesn't matter. The other two lots that I have in here, that's it. I could probably fit some more in there, and I might later. But this is a very special set from the lovely Sarah Taylor. Now, she was calling her Yarn to Die For, naturally hand-dyed yarn, and these are all 100% New South Wales Proverbian Highland. Oh, I didn't realise they were so locally sourced. I thought they were imported. I'll have to ask her that. No, they're all the same weight. They're all the same weight. Okay, cool. They must be from New South Wales. That's even better. Oh, go Sarah, thank you. So I got two of the purple, which she called I do not know because we never wrote it on there. And then Harvest, which is sort of an orangey red, and Honeycomb, which is a very light yellow. And I bought these with intent, absolute intent, to make a shawl. And I still plan on making a shawl, but my ideas keep changing, my plans keep changing. I keep seeing things that I go, oh, I'd love to make that using them, and then I don't, and then I change my mind again. I will get around to it. These are precious. Sarah's not dying at the moment. She's actually recently announced that she's closing her physical shop up in Queensland, and I'm really bummed because I would have loved to have gone and visited it one day, but yeah, so she's not dying at the moment, and so I don't know if she ever will die again. So these are, I love this yarn. I can't wait to use it. I just want to find the perfect project for it. I originally had a plan to do my own design, and I'm still ticking in the back of my head, but I like to just make knitting up. I make my stuff up. I don't generally knit popular patterns. I don't like the fit of a raglan. My boobs are too big. It all ends up bunching up here. And there goes the yarn ball. So I don't tend to... Where'd it fall? Oh, right here. Yeah, so I just tend to make it up myself as I go along. Or I just watch like a free YouTube thing and then just make something up. But yeah, anyway, I will do something with that. Now this is also, this is just a Spotlight yarn. It's called Pure Merino. 4 Seasons is the brand. It is the Spotlight brand. Now these are the colour, what colour is this? Pomegranate, and I got 3 of them, so 150 grams, and my intent is to make my daughter another beret or beanie and possibly gloves. And I bought this to try because I'm a bit confused with it. Now it says you can do a gentle machine wash, but it does not say it's super wash anywhere. And it doesn't feel like super wash to me. It's definitely softer than pure wool. But I figured I'll buy it, I'd try it, and if my eczema goes crazy, I know I can't handle the treatment of whatever is on it. So yeah. So this bag is all... So this bag is all like planned projects, like completely planned. I don't have to think about them. This one's sort of got my overflow. I keep talking whilst I'm not facing the camera. I apologise. Okay, so that's the half-baked hand-dyed ball my little girl chose. That is Duty. I'm just gonna toss it over there. I'm gonna put it with its friend. So when I bought the Ready Spin, I figured I'll grab one of these to try. So this is Bendigo Willamille has partnered with an Italian mill to make a 70% mohair, 30% silk lace weight. And I just figured I'll grab one to see if I like it. And if I do like it, they've got some really nice colours that match some of their existing ranges really well. But yeah, it doesn't have a specific purpose, but it will be used. Probably be used in conjunction with some other silk mohair that I have. This is actually the last of the fibres that I bought. I have already spun it up. It is very overspun in places, but it still feels relatively soft. It's merino silk, and it was called Dream Cloud, and my daughter helped me spin this. So look how floppy it is. It's not perfect. I'm not the best spinner in the world, but I can spin something that I can knit with. And I plan to I think I'm going to make a beanie for her out of that. And then Oh yeah, here we go. Here's some problem children. So I technically need to empty that last bag. That last bag is one project. It's another blanket. And I kind of need to get it out, and then I can put all my one-off skeins in that. Or unplanned things in there. Or scraps. I don't know. Maybe scraps. Anyway. So I've got a fair amount of these pure wools. So this is left over from a project I made for my son, a jumper. The grey one is also left over. I've actually part used this. Then I've got the leftover blues for the same project that I used the printed blue. I bought 4 reds because I was going to do something else, and I've changed my mind since then. It's alright, I got a plan for all these. I have random yellow that I bought to get colours. I've got, this is not pure wool, this is pure wool entwine, but it matches pretty well with the pure wool. It's just black. I've got, this is scrap yarn. This is a very expensive scrap yarn. So this is like $16, $17 for 50 grams. So $30 for 100 grams of a 100% organic wool from Spotlight. Oh, it just says South America, made in Italy from South American fibre. And it's just a natural grey colour, but I bought it to test it to see if it was worth the money to make a jumper out of, and it's not. Not one I can buy really beautiful hand-dyed or silk fibre for half the price, almost. More pure wool. More pure wool. Okay, so the thought process is with this pure wool is, let me get it all out. I've got a lot of this orange, this burnt orange. So what I want to do is I want to make some granny squares using the colours with the orange on the outside. And then I want to and then I want to like make a vest or one of those slipovers with slits down the middle maybe, with just the granny squares on the bottom, because I don't like things up around my boobs. I get very self-conscious about that. And I've certainly got enough. So I think I've got like 12 or 13 of these orange. And then I've got a green one as well. So I've definitely got enough. I could probably make a jacket. I've got that much at this point. And a blue. There's a blue one too. And there's, that's what's left of the alpaca. So yeah, it's sort of a project I want to just get done, because it's a lot of like yarns that I've used already, colours that I've ended up not wanting to keep or not wanting to use for a different project, so they're sort of left over from that project, that sort of thing. So I kind of want to just get this out of my stash now, all this pure wool. But it's also a really nice workhorse yarn, so when I can get it on sale, it's really worth it. So, but once I finish the projects, once I finish the blankets, I don't think I'll buy it for a while. I might try to find something else. I know I have to make Mark another blanket. I promised everyone in this, a blanket for every bed in this house. That's why I bought so much of this orange. Because this orange was going to be one of the colours on mine and my husband's bed. and I've changed my mind. But I still like this colour, I just don't think it'll work for our bedroom. Anyway. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so the oldest yarn in my stash is this one. It's Fairfield Fins. It is not very well twisted together. It used to live in a bag, like this one. But the bag has just over the years gotten so bad. So let's just fix this up. So this is Fairfield Fins. This is 100% pure fin yarn. 2-ply, 100 grams, 720 meters. So, when I went to Coburg Market, the one non-negotiable I had was to get I think they've written the meterage on this wrong. I think they've written the 200 gram meterage on it. Anyway, yeah, they're the same. They're still the same. So this was a must purchase because I only have 100 grams of this and it's not enough to do much with. So I grabbed another skein. I can now, got 200 grams. Kind of want to do some sort of dyeing thing with them. I really would love to like speckle it with some blues and maybe black. I don't know. And then maybe make a shawl or something with them. But yes. So they are. I am very happy that I got that. The other thing I had to get was a blue. And I needed a blue that was around about 400 meters per 100 grams. And I wanted it in a non-superwash yarn. And I found this Oh So Fine, I think is the fibre range. And it's from Hedgehog Fibres in Ireland. 100% merino wool. And it is 100 grams to 425 meters. So it's not quite 400. But it is close enough. This one is a 100% non-superwash merino, 100 grams to 400 meters. And this is a very special yarn gifted from Sarah Taylor to my son. Because he is her biggest fan. And I wanted to get a blue to go with this one as well. This is 100% extra fine merino. Now this one says it's machine rossable, but it's not superwash. Same deal as our other yarn. But this is from Glenhaven Knits, who I've got some more yarn from. But my son's current obsession is blue and gold, and he still loves red. So these are for my son. And he has put in a request for a beanie and mitts, a beanie and mitts, and a beanie and mitts. But what I really want to do is I saw a beanie. It was a broken seed stitch beanie where they'd done the colours. And I just thought I would love to do like a gold and red or even a blue and gold version. I've got to convince him. But yeah, they are for Mark. They are projects for Mark. And as we're like right smack dab in the middle of winter, I don't think I'm going to get them done for this year. Maybe next year. This is about 50 grams, 2 balls, 50 grams worth of Knit Picks fingering gloss in the Kenji colour. It's a beautiful colour. I made a sleeve for my tablet out of it.
Mama, there's no more sauce.
Okay, well then it's done. No more sauce.
Mommy, I'm not lots of sauce.
No, you're not just eating sauce.
Please, Mama.
Go put it on the table. I'll fill it up in a minute. But I think I've got enough here to. I held it double too to really firm it up, make it a really tight wet stitch. I got enough to make a book sleeve. So I did make a book sleeve, and I made it out of the wrong yarn, and it's stretched and it's floppy, and I've got to recycle the button. I still haven't cut the button off, which is the only reason I haven't gotten rid of that yet. But that is the plan, is to make a book sleeve using that. These are the Glenhaven Knits colours, other colours that I got. One is called like Tea Tree, the other one's called like Rose or something.
I want to do it now.
No! Put it on the bench. My daughter wants bunny mitts, and I've got the pattern, I just got to knit them. So they're just little colourwork bunny mitts. Eventually. Here's some more of that Camino. I got 2 of the grey colour, Earl Grey mix at the same time. And I was planning on holding it double with the last of this, which is the Circus Tonic Handmade Cumulus. This was the first what's it called? Mohair that I bought, and it was a 3 o'clock in the morning pregnancy insomniac purchase. I got it when I got some very precious yarn that I'd already made into a shawl, and I just wanted to try it, so I grabbed it. And I've been slowly using it up ever since, and I figured it's close but not perfect. But if I run out of this whilst making the beanie or a beret or something, I can always stripe that in between to finish it off. Yeah. So that's those. And already talked about the merino silk. And there's some little bits. This was a freebie from Glenhaven Knits. She sent through some embroidery, hand-dyed embroidery thread, which I thought was an absolutely beautiful idea. Blue Face Leicester and silk, I think is that. I will use it for something. And then my son has requested I make him a pair of socks out of the Modavira bamboo cotton from Spotlight. I see his theory. I'm not looking forward to knitting this, because this yarn is beautiful, but it is so soft and floppy. It is not really going to lend itself to socks very well. But he also has sensory issues, so if he likes the feel of this, I'll knit him 15 of them if I have to. And then the last 2 yarns I have here is just some leftovers. This is a very precious commodity now. This is Bendigo Willomel's Rustic 4-ply. They only ever did 1 run of this yarn. This is the mist colour. I probably got about 20 grams left. It's a fingering weight 4-ply. I'll use it for something. And this is Tarnwood Quartz. I bought it when they were still calling themselves Tarny. That's how long I've had this. And this is their brick colour. Cider House Red from their Origins range. Now, I bought this colour. I had a sample. I bought it. I got it. I've never used it. And I'm not really certain Cider House Red is for me. So I'm seriously considering over-dyeing this sort of a purple colour maybe, and then making socks out of it. Because I made socks out of one of the other Tarnwood Court yarns, and they're absolutely stunning. They're beautiful. Okay. And then I'm not going to take all of this out, but I can show you. And that is, this is Modavira Bellbird, some more of the pure wool, and there is some Bendigo Woolen Mills Rustic in black in here. And that is all the yarn. That is all the yarn set aside to make the blanket for myself, for my husband, mine and my husband's bed. So there's a lot of yarn in there. But once I finish this blanket, I will be transferring the leftovers into that bag. I'll transfer some a lot of the pure wools and the leftovers and the stuff, the scraps, into that bag for that future project of the throw over or whatever you want to call it. And then I'll be moving that blanket stuff into the blanket bag that I'm working out of right now. And then that is pretty much, that's all it. That's all my stash. So it's taken me a long time to get to this point. I'm extremely happy with everything in that stash. Now there's still yarns that I'm not a fan of, and that's just the price of buying new yarns and trying new yarns out. But it's taken me a long time to get to this point in my stash journey. And I mean, if you're interested, let me know. I can do a little bit of I can do it right now. I am not giving them any more sauce. So I originally started with 6 cubes worth of yarn out of the old cube systems. More. It would have been more. And I had a lot of yarns that I tried and didn't like, and had originally bought for a project and then realised I didn't have enough, and then I found a different yarn that I was going to use. And it got all very overwhelming not long after Morgan was born. Gee, surprise. Or before. I think I was pregnant with Morgan. And that was when I made the conscious decision that I wanted to set myself a boundary and keep to that boundary. Now, obviously it's going to fluctuate up and down a little bit, but my boundary was I wanted to get 6, but I could only get 5 of these bags. That is my limit. If my yarn and fibre doesn't fit in there, then I've got too much. Now, since then, I've grown a little bit more because I need the tub for the fleece. It's a whole fleece. It was huge. But if I tried, I probably could have squeezed it into one of these bags, but I didn't want to because it's not washed. Once I've washed it and brushed it, I'll probably bag it and put it in one of the bags, one of the grey bags. But anyway, yeah, so it's a bit more. I could squeeze the linen fleck and the other ready spin into that first grey bag you saw. There's enough space in there to put 4 ready spins in there. But I've chosen to leave it out because I want to get going on that project soon. What, Mama? No!
Please.
Come here. Come here. Come on, you've been very sad all week. What's going on, Bubba? No more sugar.
Mama, I don't have that thing.
You're not going to get it now. Little sauce face.
Mama, can you do my sauce now?
I'm not doing any sauce for you.
But please.
What are you going to eat it with?
Chicken nuggets.
You want some chicken nuggets? I'll cook you some dino nuggets.
And I want pizza sauce.
No pizza sauce, baby.
Please, Mama. Because it's yummy.
Can you please?
Mama, I'll get them ready.
Don't touch the blanket with sauce fingers. I have to go. I have to go cook some dino nuggies. Probably she's asking to eat something other than tomato sauce. So maybe we can chat about my stash and how I got it down to something I am comfortable with, as opposed to it controlling where I put it, another day. So yes, I'm hoping to do some maybe project-based videos in the future if I can get my microphone to work. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me. I would say like, comment and subscribe, but we're all adults here. Do whatever the fuck you want. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye.